The Warrior of the Winds. In the city of Tycor, there lived a young boy named Kyle. He was an ordinary person caught up in the routines of life. His days were spent in office work, where he would forget about his dreams and focus on the daily responsibilities. But deep in his heart, he knew he was meant for something special, something bigger. He felt like he was born for a purpose, but he couldn't yet grasp the reality of it. Kyle's life changed one evening when he found himself in an unfamiliar alley. There, an old woman appeared before him. Her eyes had a strange gleam that seemed to pierce Kyle's heart. She knew something about him that he didn't yet understand. Her voice, soft yet powerful, spoke directly to his soul. You have a power within you that you never believed possible. The wind is calling you. Your time has come. For the first time, Kyle felt his destiny. In that moment, a swirl of wind surrounded him. A rush of energy filled him, and the talisman around his neck began to glow. He realized that his true power had been awakened. A new chapter of his life was beginning. You are Zephyr, the warrior of the winds, chosen by ancient powers to protect this world. This power is yours, but you must learn to use it wisely. Kyle now knew that he was truly a hero, but he also understood that mere power wasn't enough. The path ahead was challenging, and he needed to learn how to wield his newfound strength correctly. His journey would test him in ways he couldn't yet imagine. As time passed, Zephyr began to harness his powers, but it wasn't an easy road. The first time he tried to control the wind, it went wild, knocking over trees and throwing him into walls. But he didn't give up. He kept trying, and slowly he learned to control it. He became able to summon powerful winds, create storms, and even move with the speed of the wind itself. Soon, strange events began to occur in Tycor. The weather turned chaotic, and people became fearful of the powerful winds and storms. And then a mysterious figure appeared in the sky. Zephyr had arrived. His first real challenge came when a notorious villain named Darkfall emerged. Darkfall, the embodiment of pure darkness and evil, could control shadows and twist them to his will. His shadowy minions spread terror across the city. Zephyr knew he had to act. With the wind by his side, he raced to the city center, using his powers to protect the innocent. He summoned fierce gusts, pushed back the shadow creatures, and created a shield of wind to safeguard the people. The battle was intense, but Zephyr's mastery over the wind proved stronger than Darkfall's shadows. You cannot defeat me, warrior of the winds, Darkfall sneered. You do not understand the power of nature, Zephyr replied calmly, despite the chaos around him. He took a deep breath, summoning the full force of the wind. Dark clouds gathered, and a mighty storm raged, enveloping Darkfall in a cyclone. In the end, Zephyr used the full power of the storm to trap Darkfall, stripping him of his shadows and casting him away. With the villain defeated, peace returned to Tycor. But Zephyr knew his work was far from over. The darkness he had seen in the city was not gone, and as long as evil existed, he would remain vigilant. Over time, Zephyr became a symbol of hope. The people of Tycor didn't just see him as a protector, but as a reminder that there is always a battle between light and darkness, and that as long as light exists, darkness will always try to challenge it. His control over the wind made him an unstoppable force, one that no enemy could easily defeat. But Zephyr knew that his true strength didn't lie in his powers alone. It lay in his resilience, his determination, and his willingness to stand up for what was right. He learned that success doesn't come easily, but it is always worth fighting for. His journey taught him that true power is not just in physical strength, but in making the right choices and in showing compassion. One evening, as the city bathed in the beautiful glow of the sunset, Zephyr stood on a rooftop, watching the wind swirl around him. He knew his mission was not yet over, but he was ready. The wind was his ally, and as long as it called to him, he would answer. Moral true strength is never about physical power. It lies in our inner resilience, determination, and integrity. When we face our fears, embrace our destiny, and walk the path of goodness, we can truly change the world.